And today we're going to learn one of the kind of iconic moves of his form, and this will be wave hand like clouds. And sometimes we refer to it as just cloud hands. Again, as in the previous video, doing the form, if I start out and facing this direction, my back will be to you, and so it's going to be hard to actually see the movement. So again, first I'll demonstrate the movement with my in the rigor direction that I should be going in, which will be going in this direction, and then my back will be to you, just kind of so you can see the orientation. And then after that, I'll turn around and instruct the video facing the camera so you can actually see the hand movements. And we'll do some couple of preliminary exercises. Just like in the last video where I took the name Green Dragon Dropping Water and kind of use the concept of holding a pot of water in the movement related to the name. In the same thing in this video, the idea of wave hand like clouds is like your hand is like floating. And this is kind of pretty much more directly related to the universal pose concept than some of the other exercises or movements, in that instead of uh, using your muscular control to control your movement, think about your hand floating. And then again, when we did grass bird tail, I talked about the concept of the hydraulic release, kind of like when you let air out of a hydraulic jack and it just slowly goes down because of the weight. And the more you dial it, the faster or slower it can go. And the same thing when you're letting your arm down, instead of controlling the movement down with moving your arm down consciously, you're just kind of letting the air out of that arm so that it kind of floats down on its own. And again, as we get into the movement actual lesson, you will kind of understand that better. But floating like a cloud, and then hydraulic release, and then floating like a cloud, and then hydraulic release. So that's how we're kind of relating the name wave hand like clouds to the actual lesson. Again, I'll do with my back towards you, and then I'll face the camera. And then we'll also have a preliminary exercise that we just do the hand movement so you can kind of learn the hand movement on its own. This move is one of those that you can do as many as you want. There's no set number for how many times you do the repetition. But it does always start off with a single whip, and then cloud, wave hand like clouds, and then it ends up in single whip. So it's always going to be a series of movements: single whip, wave hand like clouds, and then single whip. And also, it's one of those moves that's repeated quite a few times throughout the form. And in the first part of the form, it would be two times, and then at the end of the form, it would be two more series of wave hand like clouds. Um, Having that undetermined amount of movements, repetitions, allows you to fit the form within the space that you're working in. And if you kind of like don't plan ahead and you end up kind of like crunched into one thing, you can always kind of change your form spacing by using these repetitive series of movements to kind of change your spacing again, so it allows you to have more space. That's something that you'll come to understand when you progress in your training. So first I'll demonstrate wave hand like clouds. It's going to come after the last move that we learned, which is a green dragon dropping water. And again, this is like the first two movements of the third section, because we had the beginning section, then what we call the repeat section, and then now we're into this third section, which is very long, complicated section. So what I usually do in the teaching method is to just start from the beginning of that section recap so that we can just kind of, like you could just, when you're practicing, just do that one section at a time. So from by pulling back, we stepped into fan through arm and then turn into green dragon, dropping water. And then from here, we learn the second single whip, which is really the beginning of the series of single whip, wave hand like clouds, single whip. From here, we come back to this intermediate step, and then you do wave hand like clouds to the right side. And then when you step together, it'll be wave hand like clouds to the left side. Step out, right side, step together, left side, single whip, and that's the end of the series. Because of the spacing, I can only do two, maybe like pan further back. Later on, I'll show you like a longer series, especially when we do facing the camera. So again, it was pretty unclear because my back is towards you. So I'll do the instruction facing the camera. So what we do is to practice this, to learn this, is going to be a preliminary exercise just for learning the hand movement. And first, I'll do it both facing the camera and back to you so you can kind of see too. So we'll just do one hand at a time so you can understand. So when you come to this from green dragon dropping water into from single whip, you will be coming back to this more upright position here. And one palm is over the other, facing down like that. And then you're going to step out as you do the right. But let's just work on the hand movement first. So we just kind of stand erect. One palm will be kind of over the other, palms facing down. And so we're just going to take the right arm and just work only on that. So you're going to like sweep out. Again, imagine that your hand is floating. So that's where the universal post comes in. Just letting relax from your shoulders. Don't try to hold up like you're holding up a weight. Relax and just move your hand. Try to feel the wind underneath your palm as you move the palm across, like it's being held up by air. When you get to this position here, you'll be like stepped out. Again, we're working just on the hand and arm movement. From here, you're going to let your arm down. And when it gets to about vertical is when you kind of break at the elbow and it comes back up to here. So sweeping across, relax, hydraulic release, let it float down. And when it gets down to the bottom, just kind of break from the elbow and lift up. So I like to think of it kind of like a D shape, like this. When you're sweeping across, it's not like extended out like this, but it's just relaxed from the shoulder. And again, as in all Tai Chi, the body will create the movement, but it is just for learning. Think of your arm going horizontal, relax, and then as it gets to here, just kind of rises back to about chest level. Sweep out, relax. Keep your hand very relaxed. Doesn't have to be rigid. So right about here, your hand is going to be horizontal, face palm down, and as it comes through, it would end up being palm back, and then as it comes up here, palm down again. Switching out, palm down, relax, and coming up. Let's do the left hand. Swooping out. Both hands will be the same. Relax, hydraulic release. Come down, when you come down to this vertical hang, then just break from the elbow and come up chest level. Sweep out, just between chest and shoulder level. From here, you should be fairly almost up to shoulder level. Could be just a little bit below. Relax. When the left arm is extended, again, it's not locked out, just relax. You're looking to the left, and when the right is extended, just looking to the right. So now this is going to be trying to put both together. So this will be a little bit more difficult for a lot of people, trying to coordinate the both. So we'll start from this. We're not going to do the footwork. Let's do just the hand position. From here, move out. And by the time this hand moves out to horizontal, this one has come to about chest level. So again, sweeping out, chest level. Sweeping out, look in the direction you're sweeping, and this comes at the same time up. So this one is going to drop. At the same time this one is dropping, this one sweeps out and comes up. So each one is kind of making a D shape, upside down D shape. Horizontal. So this is why I wanted you to practice one arm at a time. So you wrote in that exact positioning. At this point, just in the practice learning process, you don't need to emphasize body movement too much. Just trying to get your arms to coordinate in the right sequence. As you sweep out, hand comes down. As you finish, the hand should just finish at the same time. It's a nice relaxing movement. Again, try not to use muscle control like that, but try to use that image of floating the hand and hydraulic release. So your movement comes more from internally rather than muscular control. There's going to be a tendency to try to fit everything in like that, making it too rigid. The emphasis will be not on this hand coming down, the releasing hand, but the hand going out, like wiping. I really suggest you just practice the hand movement for quite a few days before you actually start to try to do the stepping. So trying to do the stepping in conjunction with the hand movement will make it much more difficult. If you can get to this point in a few days, you'll be well ahead of the game, being comfortable with just doing this over and over. Also, because of the space, you can practice this just in the comfort of your closet. Whereas if you're trying to do a whole line and remembering the sequence, you're going to be taking up a lot of space going back and forth. Okay, so now we're going to go into the foot movement and what you should be doing. I'm going to start over here so I could do a few steps, not get out of the picture. I'll just do a few at a time. So in the beginning, the very first move, it's going to be kind of a half move because you're just stepping out as you sweep to the right. Not really a full movement from this. So again, from single whip, you're going to come in. You always start with your right arm high, left hand low. It's always going to be, if you're doing the orthodox left single whip, to be in this position. This would be the correct position. And then a half step out on the first one. So again, this hand will be coming up to chest level. Then you step together as the hand sweeps out. You want to finish the step out right before the finish of the move, so you can be rooted in this last part. And then stepping together, you want to be just step together right as you before you finish. So let's do those two moves again. The first one is again just kind of a half movement because not a full movement. So from here now we can do the full movement out and then step together. Okay. A few more times. I'll move further back. That'll be in the picture. Okay, first one, step out, hand goes to the right. Sweep, step together. Sweep to the right, full step out. Sweep to the left, step together. From here to finish, let's do one more. Step out, to the right. Sweep to the left, step together. And then to finish the series, you don't step, but you just do the sweep to the right. Now you're ready to do the single whip. So from here, it's just kind of like that transitional thing from Grassbird's tail and we did before. You're going to end up from here and then just drop this hand into the relaxed palm position, and this one will face your right chest. And then step out in the horse, and then just do your single whip as instructed before. So we'll do that series again, a little bit faster this time. So let's do it from single whip. Come back to your starting position. Sweep to the right. Step out. Sweep to the left. Step together. Sweep to the right. Sweep to the left. Step together. Change. Get ready for single whip. Relax. Step out. And single whip. And that would be the series. So again, I'm facing 180 degrees. So Again, from single whip over here, I'll do it with my back again. You can see, single whip, step back into the first position, the ready position, and then step out to the right, sweep to the left, feet together, step out, sweep to the right, step together, sweep to the left, step out, sweep to the right, sweep to the left, step together, then the change into the getting ready for the single whip, step out, single whip. And that's a series of wave hand like clouds. On the height, from single whip, you'll be in the standard horse height, depending on how low you get into your horse. And then as you come up, you'll be erect, very erect. But as you step out, it's not as quite as low as your horse, but you are in squatting down, knees bent like a horse. Then as you step together, your height should stay fairly even. So you want to avoid stepping out low and then coming up high, stepping out low and then coming up high. Try to keep it fairly consistent. There's no super set rule, but out, together, out, together. And then when I sit into the horse with a single whip, now I'm low. So the general rule is try to maintain a nice even height as you step apart and step together. Just try to avoid going up and down too much. So I'm going to give you a side view of what the hand movement looks like from the side. So essentially, this one is going sweeping out on a horizontal plane, and you're kind of making a D as you do it, semicircle. And this one is coming up. And then as you do the semicircle with the left hand, the right is dropping vertically into more of a vertical D. Right hand horizontal D shape, left hand horizontal D shape. So you have a horizontal semicircle and you have a vertical semicircle with each hand. You'll see that this hand that releases down is in a vertical line. I like to put the emphasis kind of on feeling with the palm of my hand, kind of like feeling like you're brushing the air with that palm. Wave hand like clouds is the motif. So I like to feel that kind of floating feeling. You can actually feel that air going across your palm and then you're relaxing. So again, in just teaching the most basic body movement, I haven't talked too much about body torque, but just basically you want to use the rotation for the sweeping out. But we don't want to. I don't want to get too much into that because these are very basic instructional videos. Um, I think we'll cover much more about expression and like the video that I did on when to express Fajin. I'll kind of cover more details for more advanced practitioners in other videos. I want to keep the instructional videos very simple and basic so that it'd be easy to learn. Hey, thank you.